Today we're going to complete a line repetition exercise. I have a blank piece of cardstock. I'm measuring out 2.5 inches using this square, lining it up against the edge of my paper so I can get a nice measurement. I'm only going to cut one square out, and this is going to be my pattern. Get my scissors and cut this out. Here's my square. I've drawn 3 here. Use the edge of your paper as much as possible so you have less cutting later. The spacing between doesn't have to be exact, but do give yourself a little bit of space between each square so it's easier to cut out later. Just using a pencil going around my pattern. Speed it up here a little bit. Get 12 on a page with a 2.5 inch square all the way to the edge. Here are the pens that I have chosen to practice with. This first one is a ballpoint pen by Foray. This one is a Sharpie pen, extra fine, has a nice point on it, permanent ink. This is also permanent ink by Faber-Castell. It shows it's India ink, color fast, has a little bit longer point. And my favorite is the Micron. This is an 03, about the same size as the other ones. A little bit shorter point, but the diameter is about the same size. So I'm going to start off with the ink pen, but first I'm going to trace some random shapes. Make sure your lines touch the edges. You're not just drawing a circle in the middle of your paper. No circles, just straight lines. You can do some arcs. They can be random. Do 3 or 4 in each square. And here is the ink pen. As you can see, the first line. With ink pens, you have to be careful. And I've already made a mistake by not switching directions. When your line touches another line, you switch directions. Always go in the same direction, either around clockwise to the right or around to the left. Just make sure you keep going around in a pattern. It does not matter if you're going from the bottom to the top, from the right to the left, as long as you keep the same pattern going around that shape. Here's a shape with a curve. I'm going to start with the long straight lines, and I'm going counterclockwise, drawing that curve. You really have to stay focused. Make sure you don't get messed up because it messes up the pattern of your final design if you forget, like I did right there, and went the wrong direction. But just keep going. In the end, it really is hard to tell. This is practicing your visual eye-hand coordination. You're trying to get those lines as close together as you can without touching. And all the lines in each of the 2.5 inch squares are about the same distance apart. Keep changing directions and go to the next space. The black ballpoint pen is not my favorite. The color tends to be a little bit gray, and it tends to have some little deposits of ink and doesn't run across the paper as smoothly as the other Sharpie type markers do. So there you can see my hand is kind of shaky. I have not done this exercise in a while. And you'll see as you go further along, you will start seeing an improvement. Take your time. This video is sped up, so go slowly. Draw your lines in one solid stroke. They need to be smooth, even, set apart, evenly spaced all the way around. Stay focused. You will see improvement. Remember, this video is sped up, so you slow down. No choppy hatch marks. Good luck and make art.